Want to know the best way to stop criminals from trying to rob people? Watch this next video.
3 people were taken to hospitals. They allegedly tried to rob a concealed carry license holder who opened fire on them.
Chicago man who was being robbed on the west side turned the tables and shot at 3 robbers, wounding 2 of them. Police say this happened in the 4700 block of West Arlington around 6 this morning, and it ended when the suspect's car crashed as they tried to get away. So here's how it started. 3 teens pulled up to a man in the car. One of them pulled a gun on him and demanded his belongings. The victim got out, struggled with at least one of the teens, then pulled out a gun and shot at them. One teen was hit in the head, the other in the shoulder. The third broke his leg in the crash. Police say that man was licensed to conceal and carry.
The reason why this is the best way to stop criminals from robbing people is because the only thing criminals actually fear are their potential victims being armed. They're not scared of silly gun control laws, and they're not scared of cops. If they were, they wouldn't be criminals. This isn't new. We've known this for decades. According to research completed by the U.S. Department of Justice, private gun ownership influences the behavior of criminals. The study found that 56% of criminals interviewed agreed that criminals intentionally avoid armed citizens. If criminals know the individual has a weapon, they chose to target another victim. This shouldn't surprise anyone. How many times do you hear about an attempted armed robbery and there was a cop right there at the moment to stop it? You don't. Either this guy was going to stop this armed robbery by himself with his own gun or become a victim. And if he is lucky enough to survive, the police are called and then they show up after he was already robbed or dead. Now, this isn't some grand conspiracy by police to not try to keep people safe. It's reality. They can't be there fast enough. And even if they get there fast, it's not fast enough because when seconds count, the cops are only a minute away. Yet, the gun control lobby wants to do everything in its power to make the process to get a concealed carry license as hard as humanly possible. And why? What did the gun control laws in Chicago do to help this man? These were so-called teenagers with guns. Did the Chicago gun laws stop these teenagers from getting guns that they used to try to rob this man? No, they didn't. Didn't do a damn thing. Where was the gun control lobby to help protect this man since they clearly don't want him to have a concealed carry license? Hell, where is the gun control lobby to even praise him for protecting himself? They won't even acknowledge him, and the mainstream media won't even acknowledge the story. Oh, but let a mother lose a son to gun violence and they'll prop her up all over the media to push their gun control message. They won't stop talking about it while completely ignoring this man who used his own gun to fight off against 3 people by himself, sending all 3 of them to the emergency room. That's what we should be celebrating. But no, they don't want to because they want victims. Because victims can be controlled with fear. Because victims have to rely on other people for their safety. You can't control someone who relies on themselves for their safety. That's what the Second Amendment is about. It's about giving the means to the people to protect what they cherish most. No, they want you weak and docile and powerless. They'd rather you become a victim so you can tell your story to other people about how much of a victim you were and how much we need the government to pass dumb laws to keep us safe. And when those laws don't work, they will have more victims to put up in front of the media to tell their story about how we need even more laws to keep us safe. And while we keep chasing the ever elusive lie of safety, we're giving them more and more power. And then one day we'll wake up and we'll realize now we need someone to keep us safe from the people who said that they would keep us safe. Trust me, that is not how you want to live. You are much better off buying a gun or guns, learning gun safety, getting training, and becoming someone who can protect themselves. And now you have the best of both worlds. Want to call the cops and hope they get there in time? Sure, go ahead. But if they don't get there in time, you now have the means and the ability to deal with the issue yourself. That's what being your own first responder is all about. That's what being the militia is all about. And that's why the Pew Pew Life brand came up with the I Am the Militia design, to remind you that you are your own first responder, and that when the Second Amendment said militia, it was talking about the people being you. So be sure to never forget this by heading over to shop.mrcolionnoir.com and pick up an I Am the Militia shirt, hat, or drinkware. But before you do that, Share, like, and subscribe to the channel, and click the link in the description section to become a part of my email and text list so you don't miss out on any future giveaways, specials, and all the pew pew life goodness your head or heart can desire.
You know, we talk a lot about empowerment in this country, except for when it comes to the Second Amendment. However, I can't think of anything more empowering than having the most effective tool to protect you and your family. So help me spread this message by liking and sharing this video with everyone you know. And don't forget to subscribe and leave a comment, because the Second Amendment, when it said militia, it wasn't talking about the government. It was talking about you. Also, if you want to know where to find the I'm the Militia shirt and merchandise, click the I'm the Militia link in the description section of this video.
And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, make sure you hit that bell symbol.